We've got a packed episode here in City Beat. New bike-friendly streets in Stillwater. We explain where they are. Also, there's a new, easier way to pay your court fines. And what is the meaning behind household hazardous waste? All this and more on City Beat right now. Covering the latest in your local city government. This is Stillwater's own City Beat with Megan Cassett and Blake Schaich. Hello Stillwater, and welcome to this edition of City Beat. I'm Blake Schaich. Many of you may have noticed new bike lanes along city streets. Will there be more of these to come? Well, Megan Cassett has that story.
As you've been on the roads the past week, you may have noticed new bike lanes in the right side lanes. The Transportation Department recently added 2 new bike lanes to Hall of Fame between Washington and Duck Streets and on 12th Avenue between Western Road and Duck Street. Jason Peak, Transportation Department Manager for the City of Stillwater, explains the process that led to the bike lanes installation.
These were done as part of an annual refreshing of the pavement markings. You can see out here the yellow and the white lines, they wear after about a year. We have to repaint them and show, in looking at this street, we had plenty of width to encompass the vehicles as well as add standard bike lanes on both sides of the road. So we were able to add these bike lanes without reducing the actual travel lanes. The narrower travel lanes actually help to slow the vehicle speed a little bit. A lot of people have complained about this street. It's hard to stay at that speed limit because we have those nice wide lanes. So we're able to accomplish slower speeds and also increase the ability of bicycle traffic in our community.
Peak said bike lanes are just one measure the city takes to making roads more accessible to cyclists.
A couple years ago, we started a Share the Road program. We have about 29 miles of roadway within the city of Stillwater that has what Share the Road signage, as well as in the pavement, it has something called a Sharo, and this is basically a visible symbol in the pavement to alert motorists that these are roads they can expect to see cyclists on.
Although bike lanes provide a barrier between cyclists and vehicles, Peak said car drivers should always be aware of bikes when sharing the roads.
The bike lanes, standard 5-foot bike lane gives adequate room for a cyclist and a vehicle side by side, but one thing motorists need to understand is that white line and the lane inside it is strictly for the cyclist. But there are times when that cyclist may need to leave the lane. If they're making a left-hand turn, of course they're going to have to cross over into the vehicle lanes to make those left-hand turns. So they're not doing anything illegal, they're just moving as part of traffic.
Peak also said the Transportation Department is planning to install bike lanes on reconstructed Hazardous Road and is considering other streets receiving a pavement marking refreshing project.
We are looking at other routes when we do these pavement marking refreshment projects. And we're also working on an app for a smartphone that will allow cyclists to track their routes as they're riding around town, let us know if they're commuting, recreation, and then we'll be able to capture that data back at City Hall and map that out so that we can actually see where riders are more prevalent and do we need additional facilities in those areas.
Peak said bike lanes have the potential to increase cycling and alternative means of transportation throughout the community.
I think it's part of a changing future. We've always been planning for cars. The town of Stillwater, we're growing. We're becoming a more urban area. We have a transit system, a bus system. OSU has started a cycle program. So it's only natural that we would start to increase our opportunities for alternative modes of transportation. So having bike in a college town makes sense, and having facilities for them is a good thing.
For the City of Stillwater, I'm Megan Cassett.
There is now an easier way to pay your parking citations and other court payments. The municipal court just debuted their online payment system for the public to use instead of going to City Hall. Megan Cassett has more.
Have a parking or traffic ticket? Ticket holders can pay their tickets online through the municipal court online payments website. Visit stillwater.org and click on the Pay Ticket tab to be directed to the payments website. Parking tickets are accessible 24 hours after they are issued. Traffic tickets are accessible 5 to 7 days after they are issued. Or pay your tickets in person at the municipal court counter in the municipal building or at a city drop box. For more information, contact Municipal Court at 405-742-8888. 8253.
You'd be surprised to see the items in your house that are considered to be hazardous. I spoke one-on-one with interim Environmental Programs Manager Chris Franks on what household hazardous waste is and how people can dispose of them. We're here with Chris Franks, who's the interim Environmental Programs Manager for the City of Stillwater. And we're going to talk a little bit about the household hazardous waste collection event that's going to be held on Saturday, May 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Convenience Collection Center. So first off, Chris, can you tell me what is household hazardous waste?
Well, basically, Blake, household hazardous waste is any kind of chemical or product you have around your house that isn't meant to be disposed of in the regular trash or down the drain. Usually you'll want to look on your labels, and if you see some kind of hazardous sign like corrosive or hazardous or any other type of symbol on there that will let you know it's hazardous, those are the products we want you to bring.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what is accepted and then what's not accepted? Because I know there's
Sure.
some things that aren't accepted.
Yeah. So as far as the accepted list, what we'll be taking is like oil-based paints, household chemicals, household cleaners, hobby paints, fertilizers, pesticides, rechargeable batteries, fluorescent bulbs. And the Community Collection Center also, in conjunction, will be collecting all the normal recyclables that they collect, which would be like tires or furniture. I've had calls about lawnmowers recently, toasters and vacuums. They'll take all that. Electronic equipment, TVs, and the normal recyclables that you have every day, like metals and aluminum tin, all that. Okay. Now, as far as what we won't be accepting, we definitely won't be accepting latex paint this year. That is a water-based paint. It's not considered a hazardous waste in Oklahoma. We used to collect it in the past. 2008 was the last year we collected it. That year we collected 41,000 pounds of waste, and 22,000 of those pounds was strictly latex paint that was just dried out and thrown away. So we pretty much just paid for someone to do what each individual citizen can do at their home. And what we suggest is just taking the lid off, putting some kitty litter in there, paper towel, some kind of absorbent, and stirring it up, setting it out in the sun, let it dry, and then that can go in with the normal municipal trash. We just recommend leaving the lid off so the guys know it's not liquid paint in the can. Other items we won't be accepting will be ammunition, gas cylinders like propane tanks, things like that. Commercial waste, because we don't want to spend the citizens' money getting rid of a business's waste. And the Convenience Collection Center won't be accepting large, like agriculture tires. Other than that, I think that's about it. Pretty much. Of course, mixed fuels is one other.
Of course, this is a very popular event. You hold it twice a year, of course, and you're going to be holding it here this month in May, and then of course you hold another event in the fall. How long have you been doing that? How long has this event been going on?
Well, we switched to the biannual in 2010, spring of 2010. We kind of thought it would be better because we noticed that when we held it once a year, we would be getting calls all through the year of people, wanting to get rid of household hazardous waste, and if it was like January, they would have a long wait till the next October. So we thought, well, we'll just split it up and see how that works, and it seemed to work out really well.
Well, that's it for this week's City Beat. For all of us here at City of Stillwater Television, I'm Blake Schaich. Thanks for watching.